Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. Thank you so much, Sharon. For those of you who don't know Sharon personally, you're really missing out. Her spirit is just so gentle and so incredibly genuine, and her friendship has become extremely important to me over the past couple of months. And I want to thank her for standing up here with me. In March of 2005, something strange happened to me. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I started stumbling. Unexpectedly, I was tripping, and I don't think I ever actually fell, but I was off balance, and after about a week, I went to see my doctor. Does this story sound familiar to anyone in the audience? When my doctor asked me to describe what I was experiencing, I told her it felt like the messages from my brain the messages my brain was sending to my feet weren't quite getting through. She said, "We need to get you to a neurologist right away." I think you all can guess what happened next. Within a month, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I am a very fortunate person. It might sound strange hearing those two sentences back to back, but I do believe that it's true. I have an amazing husband who has been incredibly supportive. When I first told him that I had MS, I also told him how sorry I was that he was going to have to go through this with me. He told me not to apologize. He said, "You play the cards you're dealt. This might be a little more serious than crabgrass in the yard or a leak in the roof, but it's still just something we will get through together." In addition to incredibly loving and supportive parents, I have two very compassionate children. At first, my husband and I weren't sure whether we should tell them I had MS. But we got some counseling from the MS Society and decided we could do it in a way that wouldn't frighten or overwhelm them. They're 10 and 7. We prepared for their inevitable questions. Is it contagious? Is mom going to die? But now it's just a part of their lives. In fact, they have friends whose aunt has had MS for several years. When they told those friends about my diagnosis, their friends said, "Oh, cool, now your mom can get a collapsible cane too." And finally, I have an amazing group of friends. They're primarily women, although not exclusively, and they are the kind of people who you can tell anything. They listen, not just to what's happening, but to how you're doing. The first question they always ask is, "What do you need?" They are the reason the theme for this year's luncheon, The Power of Friendship, resonates so deeply for me. I know how strong and meaningful friendship can be. So now, like many of you, I live with MS every day. From time to time, I find that I ask myself a series of questions that many of the women in the audience might find familiar. Am I a good wife and mother? Am I a good friend? Am I gaining too much weight? But now I have some additional questions to ponder every day. How close will I be able to park to my destination? Will I have the energy to walk the distance I need to cover? Am I feeling wobbly today? Will I need to use a cane? Is this an injection day? And of course, the most important question, is today no heels or can I wear a cute pair of shoes? I've discovered that there are actually positive things about my diagnosis with MS. I have become much more aware of how amazing my body really is and how much it actually does for me on a daily basis. These are some of the things I was never forced to think about before. I firmly believe that in every experience we have good and bad. There is learning and there is always a lesson. I'm fighting the disease, but I am not fighting the experience. Yes, I am tired all the time. And yes, some days it is difficult for me to walk. And yes, I do have to inject myself with medication, which is the worst part. But in all of this, I can still find the joy in my life. I can still find a good place to be. And at the same time, I fight this disease with all my energy. Which brings me to the 3 reasons I'm here today. 1, I love a good lunch. 2, I love an excuse to buy a new suit. And 3, I want to be able to do something about this disease in a way that honors who I am and where I am in my life right now. This is something I can do right now. Stand here before all of you and tell you how deeply I appreciate your presence and your support of this very important cause. I've always been interested in helping women uncover their potential and their power. I firmly do believe that the power of women, when engaged productively and positively, is unlimited. And when I look around this room, I am truly inspired. With all of us here, how can change not be just around the corner? Together, we can move this discussion into the forefront of more and more people's minds. Through this dialogue, we can find a common ground and be a force for progress. If one person leaves this room today more informed and more compassionate, then I think this event will have been a success. I want to see the energy in this room radiate outwards into our community. And I do also have a personal goal. I want to stay healthy enough that when we do find the cure for MS, I can be one of the first people in that line. Thank you. That's why we are standing here today asking you to help us. Help us raise awareness, help us spread the word, help us help the National MS Society fund programs for people living with MS and research for a cure. Now on your tables, you will find a card with a variety of options for ways that you can help. Your support and presence here today is the first step, and it's a wonderful start. Thank you so much for being here. But as Sharon mentioned, we don't have a cure yet, and there is work left to be done. So you can make a donation, another donation. You can become an activist. Spread the word. The options are truly limitless. If each of us does one more thing, invites one more person to come back with us next year to the 4th annual Women Against MS Luncheon, if you write one more check, can you imagine how powerful that would be? I can, and it's what keeps me moving forward. Thank you all so much today for your time and your support.